How's the journey towards Tabo an unforgettable experience?
The Grand Canyon like deep gorges, confluence of the rivers, vast barren mountains, the poor visibility due to the landslide, the pristine Nako Lake, the monastery and the famous mummy at Gue, the cold desert and that vivid landscape shall forever remain etched in the memory.
How is the mummy that we have at Gue in Himachal different than what we have at Egypt? These are just the glimpses of today's journey. Stay tuned with me and we will explore all of them in detail. And for the viewers who are now watching this video for the first time,
our starting and ending point of journey would be Chandigarh. In these 15 days of travel, we will cover places like Narkanda, Rakchham, Chitkul, Sangla, Tabo, Kaza. Around Kaza, we will cover Hikkim, Langza, Chicham. From Kaza, then we come back to Kalpa, Tirthan Valley, Jibhi and Mandi. From Mandi back to Chandigarh. In the upcoming series of my video, each episode will cover all these places we visited day-wise. The videos will cover the places that you can see en route and the local sightseeing around.
This is Rakesh Jain and welcome to my channel, Wanderer. Today is the day 5 of our journey, and if you can see the beautiful surrounding around me, it's really tempting, and you really don't feel like going away. Right behind me is the snow covered mountains. Well, this is going to be the view throughout the valley as we travel, and today we will be heading towards Tabo, and we will be visiting Nako Lake and the Gue Monastery on the way. Gue Monastery would be a little bit of deviation, but that's going to be a worth a visit because there's going to be a mummy, a Buddhist mummy over there. Do enjoy this journey with us.
From Rakchham to Tabo, the distance is around 200 kilometers, and as we are taking a little deviation to cover the Gue mummy, the total distance we will be covering is around 220 kilometers. We see a board that says Nako Lake is another 109 kilometers from here. It is interesting to know that Himachal Pradesh is extremely rich in its hydroelectricity resources. The state has about 25% of the national potential. Arunachal Pradesh has the largest unexploited hydropower potential, followed by Uttarakhand. It is also the biggest source of income to the state as it provides electricity to other states. That's the Rakchham Dam. Sometimes the view becomes like as though you are passing through the Grand Canyon like deep gorges all around. We appear so tiny in front of these gigantic mountains. That's the Baspa River. The view throughout is so tempting that you will not stop yourselves from taking frequent breaks. This signboard caught my attention. Don't be a Gama in the land of Lama. One of the meaning of this could be don't be aggressive and competitive on the roads. If you know the correct meaning, I'll be happy to hear from you in the comment box. The only constant thought that keeps crossing my mind is in absence of these roads, how did the people travel in earlier days? Some of these roads are maintained by BRO and you can be rest assured that you're traveling on one of the best and well-maintained roads. On the roads maintained by the BRO, you will not find a single pebble or gravel fallen on the roads. There are people at every small distance you will find cleaning and maintaining the road. I am equally surprised the way these mountains are cut and the way the roads are formed. If you start observing these details, then you really feel like saluting to the people who have worked on it so that we are able to enjoy the fruits of their hard work now. The area is also prone to frequent landslides and hence this maintenance work also will be a common sight here, so don't worry. One thing that you must be very cautious about the roads here is if you see some stones fallen on the roads which are so highly maintained, it indicates the stones must have fallen from the mountain very recently and you must proceed with caution. Isn't this a spectacular view? This is what I was talking about a few minutes back. Hats off to these people. See how the landscape has now slowly changed from the deep gorges all around and now this beautiful wide landscape. Khab is another 5 kilometers from here now. Khab is another 2 kilometers and once again we are in between the deep gorges all around. This is an iconic bridge here. This is the Khab Sangam, which is the confluence of Spiti river and the Sutlej river. We are at Khab. If you see, the landscape now has totally changed from here till the Spiti Valley. The dark muddy water that you see is the Sutlej river. The peak of Rio Parjil, which rises to around 22,400 feet, is visible and the cold desert of Spiti lies across the nearby bridge. Sutlej originates from the Mansarovar lake in Tibet. Towards the other far end that you see is the Spiti river coming from the Spiti Valley. It is here that they meet. See this meeting point or the confluence. इसे कहते हैं नदियों का पवित्र संगम. It is a real treat to the eyes to see the dark muddy water coming with such a force, and on the other side what appears is like a shade of green color. It's just so beautiful. Time for us to resume our journey. When we were crossing this bridge and seeing this confluence, a sense of happiness filled within me. I said to myself, Kudrat, tere karishme hazar. I am indeed grateful to the nature that it has given me an opportunity to witness one of these miracles of nature so close. Some of these hairpin curves are very steep indeed, and every turn here reveals a different beautiful view of the nature. See, the landscape is so different now. Looking at this, I was only admiring Mother Nature. What an excellent artist she must be. See the different vivid colors of these mountains, each of them so very different, and yet they appear as though they are so close to each other. The clear blue sky and the beautiful clouds. See how the painting of the nature changes so soon. Every turn, a different new view. These colorful flags flying so vigorously in the wind just adds a different color to this painting. See this view now. See the river flowing in between the mountains and see the color of the water appear so different now. Whenever you see such stones fallen, please slow down and carefully proceed, as the stones may be falling from the top. That zigzag line you see in the mountain are the roads. This road also forms a lifeline to many people around here, and also at the same time forms a strategic part of our defense strategy, as this place is very close to Tibet. Oh, I see some villages there. That must be Nako.
View of the valley is so beautiful, and the Nako lake is hardly around 4 or 5 kilometers from here. But we couldn't stop ourselves from taking the pictures of this beautiful valley. And let me just show you the huge, vast, gigantic mountains, I should say.
Isn't this view beautiful? That very thought of how a lake is existing amid such huge, gigantic mountains is really puzzling me. That's the Gram Panchayat we are now entering into. As we enter the village, the huge, gigantic mountains which were so close to us have gone off at a far off distance now. Look at this beautiful view.
I am right now at the Nako village and I was surprised to hear they are doctors. And I have not one doctors, all the three are doctors. One more thing that surprised me was, other than the clinic, you have taken time out of your busy schedule to visit this nature's beauty. I think that we really appreciate, sir.
Actually, every year we
travel together
travel
to some
together
destination.
Oh,
to
okay.
different destinations.
Okay.
Like,
We mostly do off-roading.
Oh, all the off-roading. Okay.
We came here around 7 years back, and the terrain was very difficult.
7 years back, the
Seven
terrain
years
was very difficult.
very difficult.
So,
It's a
guys,
lot of development right now. The roads are pretty good.
Okay, as compared to that, we have got one picture 7 years back where there was a BRO road, Border Organization Board, billboard, and it was written on that
I was surprised when the doctor shared this photo with me. It said, "You're traveling on the world's most treacherous road." I was feeling happy that I am also joining that league of people who now have traveled on this treacherous road.
people who were thinking it's too dangerous, and you have met the group of people here who say yes, the condition was pretty bad maybe 5 or 7 years back, but now it's much better. And through the video you yourself would have seen how the buttery the roads were actually. Thank you,
Appreciation
yeah.
for the government of India.
Yes.
They are doing
and 3 cheers for BRO.
See,
BRO.
wherever the BRO is there, I guess we don't have to worry.
Yeah.
The kind of a road that we see is, I mean, you don't even have to think.
And moreover, they are helping anyways. If you have any problem here, the BROs will help you.
So if any of the family members of the BRO members are watching this, please convey our thanks and regards to the people who have
And thumbs up
felt
for
this,
them.
and
Thumbs
thumbs
up.
up.
Thank you so much.
We are at Nako, and just before seeing the lake, we decided to first have lunch. And since the fellow travelers were saying, here the two things that you must try is the tupka and the momos, the Tibetan dish, I believe. And so we have ordered for that, and let's see how the taste is. And then we will move to the Nako lake.
One thing you will certainly observe is the water scarcity from Nako onwards. As in this freezing temperature, the water freezes, the localites depend upon such tankers for their daily needs. You have this Yoko bank here, no ATMs however. Meanwhile, our lunch is ready, and this is more of a noodles plus some vegetables. Let's try it.
It's a different taste altogether, and sometimes they say, right, you need to eat the dish a couple of times or 3 or 4 times to acquire that taste. So maybe once you get familiar with it, you will enjoy this tupka. So let me finish this lunch, and then we'll head towards the Nako village.
Before going towards the Nako lake, I wanted to see the view of this Nako lake from the top. Hence, I am climbing up this hill to get that view of this lake. As you can see, it's a steep walk. I see the signboard, I love Nako. As I climb up, this is the beautiful view of the village. There are Tibetan temples also, and we will try to visit them on our way back. As I climb up, this is the board I see. Well, these boards are there at almost all of our temples. This is a spectacular view. That's the Nako lake surrounded by the willow trees. I will take you closer to it, but just see the breathtaking view from this top of the hill. It's amazing, I must say. It's also pretty cold now. This is indeed the best known artwork of nature to me.
I am right at the Nako lake, and this is the view of the lake from the top.
The Nako lake is at an elevation of 3,662 meters.
this is the Nako-Gue, which I'm standing very close to it. And when I was at the top of the mountain, you could see how windy it was. It was very difficult even to talk. And now suddenly there is absolutely, looks like, there is very less windy, I should say. But it's really beautiful, especially the view from the top. So if you're coming here, make sure you go to the top of that hill where you have that symbol, I love Nako, and you will enjoy that view from there. And then when you come here, right, you will really enjoy this view.
The lake is considered pious by villagers, as it is believed that Guru Padmasambhava meditated here near the lake, and his footprints are also marked on a rock here.
Amidst the mountains where hardly two cars could go at a time,
And now you suddenly see a vast stretch of land around you. Look, these are the temples, indeed a picturesque surroundings of the Himalayas. Looks like a road maintenance is going on there. We cannot go further till this is cleared. Just look at the dust. Almost after around 45 minutes of waiting, we are now resuming our journey back. The roads are very bad and the views on the contrary are so beautiful. You will certainly forget about these bad roads, trust me. See the speed at which we are traveling and at the same time the beautiful landscape. This is the nature at its best. People also refer this as a cold desert. There are no trees, loose gravels or pebbles on the mountains, no one literally around for miles together. Though the condition of the road is really bad, but hats off to these people who actually make sure that no big boulders are there on your way and they constantly keep clearing it. The color of the mountain is such that sometimes you feel you are going through the charcoal mines. See how soon the landscape changes and now you see the mountains. It appears so different. It appears from far as though instead of rocks, it is made up of sand. At some place, the visibility becomes very poor due to the dust. See the recently fallen boulders and also the view of the river.
We have just stopped by here near a military canteen at Sangla just to have a coffee and then we'll head towards the Gue Monastery.
This canteen is at Samdo and I was really surprised to find this canteen run by the army here. The tea and the samosas we had here was really good. Anything given hot in this extreme cold weather, I'm sure you will just love it.
So if you're out this way, please don't miss this place. It's really nice.
Looks like there is a landslide in the nearby mountains and see the dust. The visibility is also very poor. Even though the landslide looks in a different mountain, one needs to drive with caution as the rocks can fall on this road too. The road condition is pretty bad. The only good thing is that it is not raining. Looks like we are at Gue now. The roads are empty and literally no soul around here. There comes a tourist tempo traveler. We see the Gue post and the direction towards the Gue mummy. You see a monastery kind of a structure at the top of the hill.
I'm standing right in front of the Gue Monastery where the Buddhist monk's mummy is preserved, and this is the description about the mummy. This mummy is almost about 650 plus years old, there were no preservatives used for the preservation of this mummy.
This is the room where the mummy is placed. We are not sure if it is closed now. Let's find out. At the moment we are only people here while we find out. See this beautiful view around. It's pretty cold out here, by the way. High in Himachal Pradesh, Lahore and Spiti district lies a surprising secret. A 500-year-old mummy with its teeth intact, located in the village of Gue. It is said to be the mummy of a Buddhist monk named Sangla, and is one of the most astonishing things you will ever see. The mummified body of the monk was found after an earthquake in 1975 opened an old tomb. The tomb was excavated much later in 2004 and has been a point of interest for archaeologists and curious travelers ever since. The mummification of this monk is starkly different from those of Egypt. It is said to be the result of a natural self-mummification process called Sokushin Butsu, which strips away the body from its fats and fluids. It is attributed to Buddhist monks in Japan's Yamagata. You would be fascinated to know that the process could take up to 10 years. The monks go into slow starvation with a diet of poisonous nuts, roots, herbs and tree sap. Seated in a meditating posture, the monks die without any moisture in the body but having all essentials preserved. The mummy of Sangha Tenzin is seated in this temple today, with his mouth open, his teeth visible and hollow eyes. Stripped of fat and moisture, it symbolizes the living Buddha. The view from the top is just simply amazing. See how colorfully painted the walls are. The renovation is still going on. We are now heading towards Tabo, where our accommodation is booked. Just see the roads. What amazes me here is it's pitch dark, but you can still see the clear dark blue sky. See once again how pitch dark it is now. We have reached Tabo now. Kaza from here is just 46 kilometers. And that we will cover tomorrow. Once we reached Funsuk homestay at Tabo, it started raining. We were served hot, simple food and we enjoyed our dinner after a long, tiring day. All the details about the Funsuk homestay, please click on the link above and you can check the description box also. I do hope that you have enjoyed this journey with me today. Please do share the link with others and subscribe to the channel please. Stay tuned for an exciting day tomorrow. Thank you. This is Rakesh Jain.